Hi and welcome. Today I want to show you how I made a brilliant queen sacrifice. So I was playing at the European Youth Chess Championship under 14 in Montenegro, and this was the fourth round, and here I made a brilliant queen sacrifice. But let's come back a few moves, okay? So this was the position, and I pushed my e-pawn, and now my opponent took the pawn. So let's count the pawns. So I'm down 2 pawns. White has 3 pawns like this, and I only got 1. And these pawns are equal. But of course this e-pawn is very strong. So currently my opponent is attacking the rook, so I have to do something about that. Because this is also checkmate basically. So I have to move this rook or defend like this. So consider 2 moves here. Rook c to e7 and rook to d8. So I played the best move this. This move is losing actually. So the threat is basically, if white does anything, I want to take like this and then give this check. And if the queen covers, what would you play here? So I shouldn't take the queen because then white is just up 2 pawns. But instead I've got the e2 and he can't take because the queen is pinned. And next I want to take like this, and if white takes I can just promote. But there's a problem. My opponent can play rook f3. Now this doesn't work anymore because the rook can just block. And e2 is just hanging, or even queen a8 checkmate. So I played rook c to e7. The idea is to support this pawn. And here my opponent played queen to f1, which is a blunder. So let me show you a motive which I saw during the game, which actually doesn't work. So if white does anything, I can go rook e6 and sack my queen like this. And if white takes, this is checkmate. So first of all, this is very easy to stop. I can just go rook f3. And also actually this doesn't work because of queen takes e8 intermediate check. Now white is up a queen, and rook e6 doesn't do anything with the idea to checkmate because white can just move the rook anywhere. So, but my opponent played queen f1. Now as you can see, the white pieces are all a bit clumsy. Especially these 3 pieces. So I can't take like this because then my opponent just stops the pawn and this doesn't do anything. Can also, of course I can't push the pawn because this is just hanging. Also, yeah, I maybe can play queen d2 or queen takes c2, but I played here queen takes g3, sacrificing the queen. And now after h3, I've got the silent move rook e6, and now this is checkmate. And this rook can't move because the queen is in the way. This king can't go there, this king can't escape like this. All of white's pieces are a bit unlucky placed for my opponent, so here he resigned. The only way to avoid getting checkmated is queen a6, but this just hangs a queen and now I'm up a rook, and this pawn is just too strong. So yeah, what should my opponent do instead here? I also thought rook f3 is the best move. And now actually here I'm also threatening queen takes g1 and e2, and I'm winning. But after rook f3, this doesn't work anymore because white can go rook f1. After takes, just king takes. I'm losing because these pawns are too strong. Probably would have taken this pawn here because queen d2 is, there's queen d3. Yeah, and the game continues basically from here. I'm a bit better, but yeah, because this pawn is so strong. But it's objectively holding. Yeah, my opponent blundered here and made a nice victory. So, see you in the next video.